Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and a warm welcome if you're new, honey. So today we're going to talk about two different topics. First, we're going to talk about President Trump exploding on Charlamagne the God and calling him a low IQ sleazebag. And then also we're going to talk about Soulja Boy being arrested because they found a gun in the car, but it's a lot more to that story. So if you're ready to get into these clips and the video, just stay tuned. President Donald Trump is going off on Charlamagne the God on Twitter after the radio host appeared on Lara Trump's show and suggested that the Jeffrey Epstein scandal could weaken MAGA's grip on the GOP. And I'm sure most of you know, but for those who don't, GOP just stands for Grand Old Party, and that's a commonly used nickname for the Republican Party. The Breakfast Club host Charlamagne joined Lara Fox's news show on Saturday, and he was telling the president's daughter-in-law that he believes traditional conservatives are in a great position to reclaim the Republican Party, and they can do this by using the Epstein controversy as political leverage. Charlamagne says, "There's a political coup going on right now in the Republican Party that people are not paying attention to. I think this Epstein thing is going to be a way for traditional conservatives to take their party back."
If you had to pick a Republican who might be able to earn your vote, is there anyone you like that you would look at?
I mean, I was in South Carolina. I grew up in South Carolina under, somebody like Nikki Haley, right? So I can see something like that. I do think, and this is I think that traditional conservatives are going to take the Republican Party back. I think there's a political coup going on right now in the Republican Party that people aren't paying attention to.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think that this Epstein thing is going to be a way for traditional conservatives to take their party back. I really do. I think that they know this is the issue that has gotten the base riled up. The MAGA base isn't letting this issue go, and for the first time, they know they can, probably take their party back and not piss off the MAGA base. I think they're going to do that.
The statement that he just made caused Trump to react on social media, and he was calling Charlamagne a racist sleazebag and a low IQ individual. And then he said, why is he allowed to use the word God when describing himself? So look, I'm not going to lie, I have always wondered the same thing. I don't know why we call him Charlamagne the God. I much prefer to just call him Charlamagne, but I do feel like that was off topic with what, was said on the actual segment on the show. His Twitter post was pretty long, but it says, "The very wonderful and talented Lara Trump, whose show is a big rating success, put a racist sleazebag by the name of Charlamagne the God. Why is he allowed to use the word God when describing himself? Can anyone imagine the uproar there would be if I used that nickname? He's a low IQ individual, has no idea what words are coming out of his mouth, and knows nothing about me or what I have done, like just ending 5 wars, including a 31-year bloodbath between Republic of the Congo and Rwanda, where 7 million people have died and there was no end in sight. He didn't know that, or India and Pakistan, or wiping out Iran's nuclear capabilities, or closing the horrendous open border, or creating the greatest economy where prices and inflation have come way down, and where stupid and corrupt Joe Biden set the record for doing the worst job as president ever. But this dope Charlamagne would vote for Sleepy Joe or Kamala. Remember, 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. MAGA. Honestly, I really don't feel like the situation warranted this type of reaction because he did also call Donald Trump a political one-of-one juggernaut. And I feel like that was a compliment because he also said the same thing about Barack Obama. But one thing Charlamagne was definitely critical of was when he said that Americans are still hurting and waiting for the day one change that President Donald Trump promised. One thing I noticed, though, is when there's any type of mention of the Epstein files, Donald Trump seems to kind of I don't know if the right word is overreact, but he definitely reacts. I mean, there's a reaction there for sure. But even when he was asked about it in an interview, he kind of had a certain demeanor about him. But I am going to let y'all decide, and let's go ahead and watch the clip.
But doesn't the AG have to tell you if your name is...
Well, I haven't been overly interested in it. It's a hoax that's been built up way beyond proportion. I can say this, those files were run by the worst scum on earth. They were run by Comey, they were run by Garland, they were run by Biden and all of the people that actually ran the government, including the auto pen. Those files were run for 4 years by those people. If they had anything, I assume they would have released it. The whole thing is a hoax. They ran the files. I was running against somebody that ran the files. If they had something, they would have released. Now, they can easily put something in the files that's a phony. Those files were run by bad, sick people. If they had anything, why didn't they use it when I was killing Joe and then he gave out because he was 25 points down? And then I got somebody new. Nobody even knew anything about it. She was a horrible vice president. But think of it. Those files were run by these people. They were run by my enemy.
I would say that it seems like he gets kind of defensive, but honestly, if someone accused me of doing something I didn't do, I would get slightly offensive too. Like, especially the degree that the Epstein Island and the Epstein files is on. I wouldn't want anybody accusing me of that, especially if I was president, you know? But on the other hand, it makes me wonder because it's like, okay, are you being defensive because you're not supposed to be in the files or because you are in the files and you know you did something wrong? But like he said, it was he's pretty much accusing Biden, allegedly, of putting him in the files and like his party putting him in the files. So I don't know how true that is. I mean, I wasn't there. I'm not the one who wrote the files or anything like that, but who knows? It really could go either way. Tell me what you think about that topic down in the comments, but let's get to the next topic. So it looks like Soulja Boy was arrested after police say that they found a firearm during a routine traffic stop. Law enforcement states that the rapper was a passenger in a vehicle that was pulled over at around 2:30 a.m. earlier today in Los Angeles. And during that traffic stop, officers spotted a firearm in the car. And because of that, Soulja Boy was then taken into custody and booked on suspicion of being a felon in possession of a firearm. Okay, so there are two things that are a little off to me. Number one, as of now, law enforcement hasn't explained exactly why they pulled the vehicle over. And then number two, since he was a passenger, we don't even know if it was his firearm or his weapon. But what I do wish that police officers had, and I was saying this earlier, I wish they had like a scanner so you could scan the serial number of a firearm just to determine like, okay, this is theirs or it's not theirs. And then from there, you can just let them go or take them in. But as I reflect on it some more, I don't even think felons are supposed to be around firearms anyway. So that's probably what got him caught up. So honestly, I don't even think it matters if it's his or not. Those are just the laws with the situation he's in. And if he broke those, then he can be in some trouble. Okay, so I looked it up just to make sure. And no, he is not allowed to be around any firearms. And as a matter of fact, there's something called constructive possession, which might be what they get him for. And this includes a felon knowing that there is a weapon in their home, car, or workplace, even if they don't have it on their person. So yeah, he can still be charged with possession if he has the ability to control or access the firearm. And if it's in the vehicle with him, then he definitely has access to it. So yeah, whoopsie, he should have been a little bit more careful. Oopsie, made a oopsie. But anyway, I want you guys to leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you feel like that's fair? Or do you feel like, well, I mean, hey, you know the rules and like you got yourself in this position. So yeah. But anyway, if you made it this far, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell. That way you're notified every time I post. And in the meantime, y'all be careful out here. And if you made it to the end of the video, the word of the day is crown, okay? Because it is your girl's birthday tomorrow. Whoop, whoop. All right. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Love you guys so much. And be careful out here because this world is cray-cray. Okay, love you. Bye.